If you've not yet subscribed, subscribe. Today I'm going to do a bit of a different video I've not done for a while. So I just picked up off eBay a new PC. It's nothing spectacular, but the processor this PC has got is an i7 6700. So it's a massive upgrade from my current i5 6500. It's a newer generation model, this i7. It's faster, a massive improvement over the i5 model I've been using for a while. So, yeah, I've just had this PC delivered, and it's got a hard drive with it. It's got 120GB SSD. So what I'm going to do is it's blank. So I'm going to put Windows 10 on there, and I'm just installing the Windows 10 media onto USB stick right now. And if I just switch this camera around, I'm doing so. This is what's just come in, and the purpose of this video is to show people how to install Windows 10 onto a blank hard drive. That's what it is. So I'm gonna just open this up. And I'm also going to make a note that whilst looking for this PC, there's a lot of dealers out there dealing with computers, and they're claiming these computers are gaming computers. You'll notice that genuine people will put the generation of CPU in the description. Those who don't, be very cautious. For example, you can get i3 gaming PCs. It turns out they're second generation i3 CPUs. They're not gaming PCs. They're far from it. So at least, you know, if you want a gaming PC, I recommend at least get a 6th generation. And if you want Windows 11, you need at least a 8th generation CPU, or Intel CPU. I'm not sure how AMD CPUs work, but in Intel's case, which I've always used for years now, for Windows 11, you must have at least an 8th generation CPU. So in this case, this isn't an 8th gen. I'm pretty sure this is a 7th gen. But Windows 11 doesn't particularly bother me too much. So I'm happy with Windows 10. So let's get this beast open. And I've also upgraded my GPU at the moment. Well, for quite a long time now, I've been using quite a basic GT710, 2GB virtual video RAM. Yeah, it's okay. It's actually not a bad thing compared to use with my i5 6500. But you know, I just thought, let's do something different. Let's get some upgrade at least. So, and this is it. So it's nothing spectacular at all, but what I plan to do with this one in the future is I'm going to buy a new case for it. So I'm going to open this up. I'm going to take the motherboard out, and the motherboard itself in this one is I'm guessing it's a mini ATX motherboard, which is like a small one. So if you go on Amazon, you can pick up really nice cases with say glass, you know, sort of plastic glass effect look, for literally 25 quid. So I'm going to pull this out at some point when I can afford to, and do it. So if we look at the back of this one, it's very similar to one I've got. It's not got a HDMI port. It's got a sort of different, annoying, I might add, port. It's got a couple of USB 3 ports on the front, which are pretty good. USB 3 are pretty fast. And yeah, it's got no GPU in there. This one, the CPU, the i7 processor, it's got onboard HD graphics, but, well, they're crap. That's one thing I do promote AMD with nowadays with their Vega chips, is that they got onboard graphics as well. So it's like a GPU and a CPU built in with the Vega series. But anyway, whatever. It's a bit like a PlayStation Xbox war with AMD and Intel. Well, I'll just stick with Intel. I've always used them. So So I've just plugged in a new PC and I put my Windows 10 installation from the Microsoft website onto USB stick. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to just put the USB stick into a USB port on the new PC before turning it on. And what I'm going to do then is just power on the PC. If you don't put the USB installation in, or the ISO file, which is a disk image file which burns disk, if you boot this up, you'll likely get a black screen or a BIOS screen with a little bit of white text at the top saying nothing to boot from. So yeah, I put the installation media in and here we go. So language to install, I'm in the UK and leave that as default. Format time UK, keyboard UK, and this is it. So install now. So accept the terms and conditions, press next, and let's check this out. So upgrade install. So if we just go for upgrade install, okay. So yeah, just go to install now. Just let this do its thing. So accept the terms and conditions, and this is a blank drive like mine is. Just go to custom and you select this unallocated drive, which is the SSD I was talking about. So just hit next, and from here on it will just start installing to your hard drive in the PC. So this is going to take a while, so I'm going to just be back in a sec. So as standard, once the installation is finished, it will say it's going to reboot, and that's fine, so don't get worried about that too much. Now if you're using a traditional mechanical hard drive, be prepared to wait for a very long time for this. This was fairly quick for me installing Windows 10, as I'm using the SSD, and it would be even quicker if I was using the next best thing, the M.2 drives, which are just lightning fast. Okay, so once it's reset, sorry, not reset, once it's restarted, well, reset, same thing, you'll get this come up. Let's start with region. So obviously I'm in the UK, so hit yes. Keyboard layout UK, yes. Second keyboard layout, I'm gonna say no, so I'm gonna skip this part. And you know, this process itself can be pretty lengthy. So if you keep watching this video, I'm also gonna show you how to connect an internal SSD drive for extra storage. So like I said, this part is going to take a little while depending on your the speed of your hard drive or whatever, so I'll be back shortly. So how would you like to set up? So in my case, I'm going to use it as personal use. And let's add your account. So on this part, I'm going to type in my email address, which obviously I'm going to blur out this part. And it will ask for my password. Again, I'm going to be blurring this. Okay, this bit's very annoying. It's mandatory that you create a PIN. I don't like it, but it's one of those irritating things you got to do. But you can later disable this when you reboot at a later date. So let Microsoft apps use your location. I'm going to say no, and I'll say no on these parts because I don't want to be bombarded with information. No for this, but this is all down to your general preferences. Send required diagnostic data, that's okay, I'm going to use that. So no to this. So most of this is just rubbish you don't really need, so no, definitely not advertising, because we don't want any of that. So again, let's customize your experience. So I'm gonna just skip all these because I don't want added bloatware. Remind me, tell you what, no thanks on that part as well from me. And I'm going to save files to PC because I've only got 5 GB of OneDrive storage as standard. I don't use it too often. and I'm going to decline Microsoft 365 as I use a free distribution, Linux type distribution called Libre for word processing, and I certainly don't want Cortana to help me. I find that very irritating. So I'll be back in a sec once this is done. And that's it, a couple minutes later we're in, and it's saying at the bottom here a notification restart required. So I'm going to just go ahead and do so. And by using my login details, my picture of Katy Perry has come up, so that's all good. So I'm going to just restart this, and you'll see actually, if you're not familiar with SSD drives, if you've not seen it, you'll see that it's a hell of a lot faster than your old-fashioned 3.5-inch mechanical drive. Of course, the M.2 drives are a lot faster, but the SSD drives by far are a lot faster than your traditional hard drives. And there we go. So as you can see, it's fairly fast. And I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to help you out a bit further. If you want a faster running PC, if we go to start, there's going to be a lot of things under your menu here. You don't need, you don't need, well, me personally, I don't need all these dodgy old Windows XP era apps. I certainly don't want Solitaire because I don't gamble, or anything like that. Mixed Reality Portal, uninstall that. And the reason to install this, because whilst you're running programs, say you're playing games, these type of things are processing in the background. And I'll tell you how to process, how to find out what's happening in the background. Press Control, Alt and Delete and go to Task Manager. If you go to more details here, and you'll see under Processes, everything is running right now on this system. So if you look at the string, the CPU at the top here is under, it fluctuates, and the reason it's doing that is because it's processing so many different things at once. It's also taking up memory, and you can see how much is taken up on each application it's running. So for reasons like this, for example, right now my memory is using up 1.4 megabyte of memory. So things like Skype, you can easily uninstall this type of nonsense by going to Start and just uninstalling these apps you don't need. So 3D Viewer, again, I've got no use for this, so that's gone. Cortana, you can't get rid of. This DTS thing, I'm going to look at that later. Feedback Hub, again, I don't want that. What else? Films and TV, I don't want that. And in addition to saving you memory, the speed of your computer itself, it's also giving you a bit of free space on your hard drive. So Mail, I don't need that. What else have we got here? OneDrive, I'm going to keep that. OneNote, I don't need that. What else have we got? We got Paint 3D, I don't need that. And some of these are, you can't get rid of them. There is ways to get rid of them, but you can't do it the way I'm doing this. Sticky notes, that's very Windows 7, Windows Vista time, certainly don't want that. So like I said, there's a ton of nonsense here you really don't want. Your phone, so yeah. So also what I tend to do is also delete these applications. I'm going to unpin this. I'm going to just minimize anything. That's how I like my Windows. I like to make things as minimal and straight to the point as possible. So unpin all these from the start. When you press start again, that panel will be gone. And let me show you something else which I've learned over the years. If we go to settings, just type settings into your search bar. And if we go to apps, so if you just type into the search bar actually here at the top under settings, under apps, if you just type in backgrounds, and then you go down to background apps, and you can see all these apps are running in the backgrounds right now. So I'm gonna turn all these off, all of them at once. So this will make your computer a lot speedier, and you know that's a good thing. You got a speedy computer, and that's about it for speeding up things, making your Windows 10 computer run smoother. Again, you know, this is just experience I've had over the years, and it's done me well so far in life. So something else I'm going to show you is updating. So if you just type into the search box here, just type in update, check for updates. And it says no updates available, but I'm pretty confident if I hit check for updates, it will likely come up with things to update. And there you go. So it's now downloading all these updates, and there's a hell of a lot. And when you initially install Windows 10, as it's still being supported from Microsoft, you'll get a hell of a lot of things come through. So we got updates here from Defender, antivirus, you know, to the cumulative updates, you know, the 21H2 64-bit base system update. There's a ton of stuff here. My previous operating system was on M.2, and all this was done in seconds, so I can already see this is slightly slower because I've got an older hard drive running. So let this continue, and the next thing I'm going to show you is adding an internal SSD drive for extra storage. Once I think of it, if you are watching this and you're running Windows 10, nowadays you'll get these little pop-ups that says get ready for Windows 11. If you've got below a Generation 8 processor, it won't work, so it's not even worth bothering. There is workarounds for it, but from what I read and what I see, it's not worth it because it's not actually being updated from Microsoft in a conventional way. So I would just stick with what you've got. So of course, if you've got a Generation 8 or above CPU processor, then you know obviously go for the update. But there's nothing wrong with Windows 10. You know, it's a decent system and it's still being supported. So anyway, next up is like I said, the installing the internal SSD drive for extra storage. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to open up my old PC and I'm going to just gut this one for the reason I'm going to put some of the components into my new PC. So I'm going to just pop open this case, which is going to take me a while here. There we go. Okay, so first up, if we take a look at this, this is my external SSD drive. This is a 500GB Samsung. It's got really good rates per minute on this particular model. So if you're looking for a hard drive, if you look where the RPM, it says RPM, that's rates per minute. And the faster, the more numbers it's got, obviously the quicker transfer rate. So look for that if you look for upgrading. This is plugged in to the motherboard itself. So I'm going to just unplug this and I'm going to take the cables with it in case the new PC doesn't have these cables. As much as I like these SSF PCs, I like the compactness of them. They're a bit annoying to get bits and pieces out. So if you've got an SSF PC, you'll know what I'm saying in that respect. So I'm going to just take all this apart a sec. So good luck to you if you have got one of these. So what we've got in this one, my old PC, is some RAM I need to take out. So there's 4 DIMM slots in my old PC. DIMM slots are where you put your RAM. So first of all, let's just unplug my drive here. So 2 plugs, one, let's take a look. So yeah, they're both going into the motherboard. So just unclip these And there's one there for power. So I'm going to just take out both of these for now in case my new PC don't have them. So go very careful when you're unplugging these. Yeah, a bit tight this one. Okay, so I'm going to just leave that one plugged in, onto the motherboard for now, and we'll hope that the new one has one. So there's this, ready to go into my new PC. And if you can see this, these are my RAM modules. Now, I think I've got around 24 gigabyte of DDR4. So these will be labeled on the modules themselves. So I've got a 4 gigabyte DDR4 RAM module, and I have got another 4 gigabyte, which is 8, obviously. And so the one I want to take out is the last one. So this one should be a 16 gigabyte DDR4 RAM. So I'm going to just put that one aside with the hard drive. And something else I'm going to take out is going to be the GPU until my new one arrives. So this is the graphics card. It's only a low profile, it's nothing special, but if you're doing this, what I'm doing, just carefully pull out. And these low profile ones are very good. They're not bad, they're not connected, they don't need extra power from your power supply unit. So as you can see, it's only a small one. This is my GT710, 2 gigabyte. So this is inside my new PC, and it's very, very clean. Barely dust on it. So I bought this from a business in Leeds, actually, on eBay, and yeah, it's very clean, very, very clean. No dust issue. Normally expect to see on motherboards, older motherboards. So first things first, I am going to see where this one connects this hard drive. So let's take a look. Okay, so there's only 2 ports for these to go in, these serial cables, SATA cables. So what I've done, I'm not going to be using the disk drive on this, so I've taken the power out of the disk drive. So I'm going to just pull this one out for now, don't need that anymore. And I am going to plug this one into the motherboard for my internal extra storage. And it's a bit of a squeeze on these. It really is. It could do with taking apart really, but I can manage doing this. So that one's now securely popped in. And we also need power going to this. So let's take a look. So if we take out the power out of the disk drive, this will then plug into the hard drive I'm putting in. And just to make a bit more room for myself, see what I'm doing, I'm going to just slide out the disk drive here because I don't want that for now. This part chassis just here just drags off like that. And this is the hard drive which the Windows 10 installation just went to. Okay, so I can't actually connect my internal hard drive. I've not got a power, the power on board, this motherboard, to plug it in. So you can do this, you just need to buy a dual cable which would allow it to happen. So I'm going to just take my hard drive out for now, and whilst I'm here, I'm going to I've got 2 banks of 2 gigabyte DDR4s on my new PC. So there's only 2 slots. So what I'm going to do is just take one of these out. Let's take a look. Yeah, 4 gigabyte of, yeah, that's fine. So I'm going to replace this one with my 16 gigabyte, and I'm pretty sure this motherboard takes up to 32 gigabyte of DDR4 Ram. So I'm going to just gently put this one in. So I've just plugged in my new RAM from my old PC, and I'm going to just check if the PC actually registers this one. I just had a message at the start of the boot sequence. So if I just type in system information into the search bar, you'll get this come up, and this is all your hardware on your PC. So if I look for, where's my memory? There we go. So yeah, it looks like it's installed just fine. Install physical memory RAM, so I've got 20 gig. That makes sense. I've got a 16 gigabyte stick and a 4 gigabyte stick equals 20 gig. So yeah, I just want to check that. So I'm going to just turn this off, and I'm going to install my old GPU. Okay, so as mentioned earlier on, I've got my graphics card here ready to go. This one's not powered with extra power. It's in, you know, a lot of the higher powered, say GTX or RTX, are generally got a couple of ports on the sides where you hook them up to the power supply unit. So I'm going to just take this part off, and this is what's goes in the PCIe port on the motherboard. So I'm going to just slide off one of these, and this should easily just slot into place here. In theory it should. So be very, very careful and line up things. So that one's just fit straight into place. So let's boot this back up. And I think it goes without saying, but now that you've put a graphics card in, you want to take the HDMI cable out of the motherboard, and you just want to plug it straight into the GPU. So I'm going to just power on the PC now. And it should detect the GPU straight away. The screen will likely flash, go different resolutions until the NVIDIA drivers are installed to support that GPU. Okay, so I'm getting a black screen on this for some reason. So HDMI 3, which is what the PC is plugged into. So if I just take out this HDMI again and reset it, and that was it. So my GPU just had a clean of its contacts on it, and I resetted it, put the HDMI cable back on, and it's booted up. So yeah, all the drivers are installed, and that's it. So in this video I've covered attempting to install an extra storage drive, which I failed at because there was nowhere to put power on the motherboards. Therefore I'm gonna buy a dual cable to achieve this, which is easily done. I've showed you how to install RAM from my other old computer, and I have showed you obviously how to install Windows 10 on a blank hard drive. So also showing you some tips how to save space, increase booting performance times, and making your PC generally a lot quicker. So if you've liked this video, subscribe, like and comment. If you've got any questions at all, feel free to ask in the comments section, and thanks for watching.